Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on The Rape of Lucrece, which is a very long poem about sexual violence towards women and suicidal ideation. So if either of those is a trigger for you, please tune out right now, because that's what we're going to be talking about. If those are not triggers for you and you want to hear today's stanzas, we're going to look at stanzas 185 to 188, which are after the horrible deed has happened, just the morning after, but in terms of stanzas, they happened a while ago. But the incident is still pretty fresh in Lucrece's mind, and she's been grieving and mourning and trying to figure out how she can live with this, and she's come to the determination that she can't. She needs to kill herself because she can't live with the shame of this. But first she needs to tell her husband Collatine what actually happened, because she wants him to be able to avenge her, but she also wants him to know that she didn't do this willingly, that she didn't sleep with Sextus Tarquinius of her own accord, that he actually did rape her. So morning is dawning. She called in her maid. Her maid sees her, all distraught and with a tear-stained face, so she starts crying and she turns to her maid. She's like, thank you, but really tears aren't helpful right now. What I really need to know from you is, when did Sextus Tarquinius leave? And the maid is like, well, he was gone even before I woke up this morning, and I might have gotten up a little bit late, but still, he was gone before I even woke up this morning. But what was it that happened? And Lucretia shuts that down real quick. She's like, I don't want to have to say this more than once, because it's going to be a really hard thing to say. And stanza 185 picks up there with her giving instruction to the maid, saying, go, get me hither paper, ink, and pen. Yet save the labor, for I have them here. What should I say? One of my husband's men, bid thou be ready by and by to bear a letter to my lord, my love, my dear. Bid him with speed prepare to carry it. The cause craves haste, and it will soon be writ. Her maid is gone, and she prepares to write, first hovering over the paper with her quill. Conceit and grief and eager combat fight. What wit sets down is blotted straight with will. This is too curious good, this blunt and ill. Much like a press of people at a door, throng her inventions which shall go before. At last she thus begins. Thou worthy lord of that unworthy wife that greeteth thee, health to thy person. Next, vouchsafe to afford, if ever, love, thy Lucrece thou wilt see, some present speed to come and visit me. So I commend me from our house in grief. My woes are tedious, though my words are brief. Here folds she up the tenor of her woe, her certain sorrow writ uncertainly. By this short schedule Collatine may know her grief, but not her grief's true quality. She dares not thereof make discovery, lest he should hold it her own gross abuse, ere she with blood had stained her stained excuse. So she starts out by giving her maid instructions to go get pen and paper and ink, and then she's like, no, wait, never mind, I have that here. What I need you to do is go get a messenger, get one of my husband's men, and tell him that he's going to have to deliver a letter really fast, and tell him to be ready now, because I'm going to write the letter right now. So the maid goes to do that, and she sits down, and there's a stanza here of writer's block, of Shakespeare describing writer's block, because she does have a hard time starting this letter. It's not necessarily the easiest letter in the world to write, and anything that she does start writing, it's like she writes it down, but then the emotion of it is so overwhelming that she cries it away. Her tears fall on the page and it blots it out. But finally she's able to write a letter that basically just says, hey, Collatine, my dear husband, please come and see me very soon. This is important. I'm in distress. Please come. And the fourth stanza says that that's all that she wanted to put in the letter, because she didn't want to get into the detail of why she was upset, because she didn't want him to have foreknowledge of what he was coming back to learn, out of fear that he might blame her for it before she's had an opportunity to explain herself. So she folds up this letter and gets it ready to go, and we'll pick up with the delivery of the letter in tomorrow's stanzas. So I will see you then. Mwah.